Hi, sweetheart. We need you to listen. No, you can't brush away your glow. You can't avoid who you are, and nobody else can either. You walk with authority. You're here to remember. You're here to remember and to let everyone know the esoteric knowledge that is deep within you. This requires great discipline. It's a great responsibility to carry this much knowledge. What you're not seeing is that people look up to you. People want to know how you have what you have. And we don't mean in terms of material possession. People want to know what makes you tick. How are you able to get out of bed every day? How are you able to move past all the adversity that life has sent your way, and also other people? I don't say that because I'm encouraging this game of placing blame. That's not where I'm coming from. It's about recognizing the influences that you open yourself up to. What are you putting yourself around? What are you consuming? Is it good for you? Does it make sense to your life? Is it in alignment with who you are at your deepest core? Is it in alignment with your highest self? The voice that speaks to you and always knows the right thing to do, but demands obedience. We don't have to be obedient. Most oftentimes we are not. You know, the ego is an interesting thing. I could sit here and say that I struggle with the ego, or I could color my perspective with curiosity. Okay, so what is the ego trying to tell me? Why is there such a pull to stay with the things that are comfortable when we know that true sovereignty lies in coloring outside of the lines? It lies in the uncomfortable, so that our brains can create neural pathways that are new. You know, we don't create new neural pathways, new experiences, new connections, new emotions, opportunities for growth. We don't create those things by staying in the very things that make us feel comfortable. Also, most of the time, the things that make us feel the most comfortable are the things that are actually the most triggering to us. We get so comfortable in the chaos of things that we sort of put our blinders up to having the new experiences, to creating the new connections with those people, places, and things, right? That help us create our new neural pathways. It all is related. So that's a really simple explanation to explain how we connect our physical environment to our internal environment. But when we can recognize that essentially what we are experiencing internally is directly reflected in our external environment, when we can realize that, it is then we can start to make changes. If your external environment isn't to your liking, then I suggest you take a deep dive. You take some time to introspect. And I understand that people are busy with their lives, with their families, with their children, with their jobs, with their hobbies, with their goals, all of these things. But at the end of the day, if you are not satisfied with your external, and you continue to just grab a hold of and grab so tightly onto all of these things that keep you distracted, you will never create the space, the stillness, the calm and the quiet that is needed to hear the whispers of your own soul. Your soul is here to tell you exactly what you need to do to change that external. But you have to go within. You can't be so afraid of your own shit that you don't go within. You need to go within to figure out what it is that is best for you. And if you are going within and those things are not showing up, then it might be time to assess what your purpose is. Are you in alignment? Is it going to take time? Because oftentimes patience, is the missing key. You know, your unseen forces, your guides, God, your angels, whoever you subscribe to, they can't make these changes happen in an instant. They're requesting from you the calm, the quiet, and the stillness that they need to make the energetic moves that you will soon see in your 3D environment. But you have to have faith. You simply cannot manifest anything that you do not believe in. If you want financial abundance, but you don't believe that you're worthy, you will constantly manifest the things that reinforce the belief that you are not worthy. These are true statements. They're really simple. It's not rocket science. We manifest what we are, not what we want. So the key is to have your passions explosively meet your needs. And that takes inner alchemy. That takes changing your whole existence from lack to abundance. And that type of belief, my friends, that type of belief is divine. It's miraculous. When you can really make that shift and you can really believe in yourself, your dreams, your goals, your passions, and you can stand 10 toes down in those things, and you can exhibit 1,000% belief, a million, infinite belief in the things that turn you on, that's when that meeting happens. That's when that explosion happens. And sparks will fly. And it's not always romantic. It's not, and it doesn't often happen to do with one specific relationship. So much of it is just about your purpose. Living a purpose-driven life is what I'm hearing. Living the life that you came here to live. Not a life of perfection. Not a life without grief and turmoil and all of the distraction and the hard things. No, you came here for all of that stuff. You came here to experience altered states of consciousness. You came here to experience love. You came here to experience heartbreak. You came here to experience orgasms and smoking weed and making mistakes and hangovers. You also came here to experience the balance between those things and the clarity that comes with purification. I don't know who needs to hear this, but your ancestors and the whole universe are trying to detox you, to prepare you for what is meant for you. Please be flexible and be open to the guidance that you are receiving. Get quiet enough to hear the whispers of your soul. This is how we develop clairaudience. That's coming through strongly. I think there's a group of you that is this is where you're at. You're developing your clairaudience. You're recognizing that you've always heard the guidance of God, of the divine, of your angels, of your ancestors, of your higher self. But you've been taught not to trust those whispers. The second you make that decision to believe in your inner voices who speak truth, divine truth, that's the second you make the switch. The second you choose to start really buying into this advice that you're receiving internally. This is your own internal guidance system. And it's galactic, man. Like, it's universal. We are all equipped to tap in to universal consciousness, to our highest self for our highest good. I encourage you to do this. It takes practice. Do it. Tap in. Get quiet. Set aside 3 minutes in the morning. Try it out. I'm not making this up. This is where miracles stem from. When you can get quiet and still enough to receive what you need to move forward. Thank you so much for listening to me. If you've made it this far, I am genuinely grateful. I am sending you all so much love. I'm going through this just the same as you are. And I encourage you, no matter what kind of fear you're facing, to just start making videos, even if it's only for yourself. Start practicing channeling, just if it's for yourself. You don't have to have the pressure of sharing it with anybody. But these messages that your highest guidance is providing you, they're going to come through. And you're going to get better and better and better at it. And that's why we're here. We're here to raise the consciousness of this planet. We're here to all take a stand, find our own spot on our own platform, and go for it. This is not motivated by greed or money. No. This is something that's motivated by something much, much, much higher in vibration than those things. This is motivated by unconditional love, and this is motivated by authenticity, and even those erroneous sparks of energy that you feel sometimes that don't even feel like they're from you. That's even higher than authenticity. That's pure creation. All of those are signals that you're shifting. Every time something new comes into your awareness, grab a hold of it, flip it, turn it every which way, and be as curious as you possibly can. It's your consciousness inviting expansion. And I'm so happy for you. Whoever is hearing this message, you're expanding beyond your limits. You have reached the threshold, and there's no turning back. All you have to do is believe to see, okay? We have been taught that we have to see to believe. How false is that? Nothing will come into your physical or spiritual awareness that you don't believe in. Okay? That includes limiting beliefs. So if you're holding on to limiting beliefs that no longer serve your highest good, maybe they did serve a purpose, right? Maybe they got you through really hard times. Maybe that stubbornness allowed for you to walk through some shit that you simply just had to detach from. We're not there anymore. We have to heal from that, which means we have to get quiet, still, calm, and we have to invite that pain just to rise up through us and pass out of us. Ask for cord cutting. Ask Archangel Michael to please protect you, to please cord cut and cleanse your energy from anything that doesn't serve your highest good. And always remember to release. Ask for release. But that means you have to be in that mode to release these things. And yes, you have to feel it to heal it. You have to feel this pain again. But it's for such a short amount of time. It's just coming back up through you, and it's going to just let it. You can even visualize like dark energy or something coming up through your core and being released out your crown and dissolved. Please ask for these things and then be receptive to experiencing it. When you start to not just acknowledge your trauma, but be okay and willing to re-experience it briefly for the release, you will notice with every breath you take, with every step you take, that there is going to be a lightness to your physical body, but also to your emotional body, which translates all the way to your spiritual body. I promise you, it works. Listen. I'm being called to end this video, but you're worth it. You are worthy enough to release your pain. The victimhood does not look good on anybody. It doesn't. That's when you let your pain settle in and become your identity. Don't sit in victimhood. Find your part in things, even if it seems impossible and you're like, I had nothing to do with that. Well, then your part in that was maybe to be a facet of somebody else's healing journey. And you can just say, thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for allowing me to assist in that person's healing, to assist in the pressure that's needed for that person to spring forward and be a better version of themselves. And that's it. And then you get back in your lane and you say, okay, what else can I tackle? Where is my part in this situation? How can I find my part in this other situation? It's not about placing blame on anybody. It's about finding your part. It's about asking something that's greater than yourself. And if you're a Christian, you can ask Jesus, you can ask God, you can ask Allah, you can ask the deity that you really feel drawn to. Saraswati is coming to mind. You Shiva, Isis, Anubis, whoever it is that really calls you, Thoth, Ra, Mayat, whoever, Persephone, it doesn't matter. Ask for help in releasing your pain. But please know that in order to release, you cannot bypass feeling it again. That's spiritual bypassing, right? And we all do it because it's an ebb and a flow, and that's okay. This is a journey. It's always about progress. It's never about perfection. You're not being asked to be perfect. You are being guided away from that. It's such an illusion. Some days are going to be better than others. Some days are going to feel more aligned than others. But at the end of the day, as long as you recognize that your vessel is meant to help you heal, your vessel is meant to be cherished, not in a vain way, okay? It's meant to be cherished with balance. Just like your emotional bodies, just like your spiritual bodies, okay? Your etheric bodies, everything is connected. So where you start, it doesn't matter. If you're having trouble starting with the more emotional or spiritual aspects of these things, start with your physical body. How can you feel better? Can you make changes that will reflect the healing that you so crave and deserve? Maybe that means that you eat less sugar. Maybe that means that you limit your alcohol intake, right? Maybe that means that you stop smoking cigarettes and you get a nicotine patch. Okay, I'm not suggesting that you go 90 to 100 all at once. I'm asking that you acknowledge that this is a process that takes surrender. It takes asking whatever your higher power is, whatever that you believe in that is higher than you and outside of yourself, and also within yourself, okay, depending on your own beliefs, but whatever that is, the only requirement is that you ask for help, and then you take inspired action. Don't overcomplicate it. For my overthinkers out there is no need to overcomplicate this process. You just need to learn how to get quiet. Maybe take some phone numbers out of your phone. Just a suggestion, don't shoot the messenger. Maybe disconnect from social media. Disconnect from your influences. Recognize, first of all, where you put your attention. Maybe make a list. Where do I put my attention throughout the day? When I'm using my eyeballs, when I'm using my brain, when I'm using my hands, where is my attention going? Where is my time going? Are these energies that I'm connecting to healthy for me, and are they for my highest good? Are the influences giving me good advice, or are they speaking from a more egoic path? And that's okay, but recognize it, and recognize that every answer you need is always going to exist within. Go within first, then maybe seek advice. Maybe just be quiet and look for the universe to give you signs that the advice you've been given, the direction you've been given, is indeed the right direction. It'll come in the form of numerology, numbers, repeating numbers. A lot of times that's how we start to get into the flow of recognizing synchronicity. Repeating words or themes, sacred geometry, hearing the same phrase from different people in different locations and it just not making any sense. Hearing bits and pieces of a conversation, but it's somehow making sense in your head even though you've only heard some words from this person and some words from that person, and their conversation has nothing to do with it, but it's the words that resonate with you. That's the message. Don't be afraid of it. Lean into it. This isn't all woo-woo. This is about a merging of logic and heart, of head and heart. This is about a coherence of using your right brain and your left brain, okay? So your right brain, right? Being the more creative side, that's your knowing. That's your psychic energy. And I don't, again, mean that in a woo-woo way. I mean that like your intuition, which is your internal guidance system. And we all have it. It's all built in with everybody. And then your left brain, which is your doing. It's more your masculine side, right? Being is your more feminine side, that receiving mode, that being still and quiet, and the coherence being, kind of having this equality with all of the knowing and the receiving, and also understanding when it's okay to be in that left brain and to take inspired action. So I would encourage you to go within, maybe jot some notes down about what you are connecting with. What is it that you spend your time sharing your energy with on a day-to-day basis? And is that actually good for you? Is it serving you well? Is it for your highest good? Is it in alignment with your highest self? To be able to answer these questions, you have to go within. You have to ask these questions. If you don't immediately know the answers, ask them, then get quiet. Just designate 3 to 5 minutes in the morning. Get freaking quiet. That's it. Like, I'm not asking you to quit your job. I'm asking you to give yourself a few minutes every day to hear your internal guidance. All right, that's all I have. I hope you all have a beautiful evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you are. I love you all so much. You all are so held, so supported. And your ancestors and your guides, they just want to be there for you. But they need the stillness to get their messages to you so that you don't have to spend all of these minutes listening to other people. Because that's not where it's at, okay? I don't do this to keep people sick. I do this to create wellness in the world, to create awareness in the world, and to let people know that we are all capable of self-healing. But it does take still, quiet reflection. I hesitate to even use the word meditation because I feel like it's a really intimidating concept. Meditation is exactly what it needs to be for you. You can stare at your own belly button and create the space for meditation, okay? Like, you don't have to be, studying for 20 years to do it right. I think that's also a call to maybe, that's the coherence part, right? Your left and your right to make the time to do it, so that you can create the space to know what is best for you. All right, I love you all so much. Until next time.